Got some energy, shoved my face with some food. 1:20 a.m. It's cooled off a little bit. I got the fan running. I don't think it's affecting the scope too badly, so I'm gonna keep it on. Like 53%-ish, let's see. 53.6. Almost last quarter right here. Still rising right now, 10 degrees only on the altitude, so still more sharpness to come. Cutting right around Magnification crater right near Tycho at the bottom. Also cutting around Ptolemaeus, Katharina, and cutting Apennine mountain range and Archimedes up top. got the trifecta feature, Aristarchus, Copernicus, and Kepler. And what's looking hexagonal tonight? Probably Copernicus, a little bit of Sinus Iridum, and I think we can probably get our Zatchel. So it's going to be a fun one. Get settled in. We're going to cruise the moon. And if Shockwave shows up, I got a star for him. Mothala is actually showing up in the Triangulum cluster. So maybe we'll be able to see that. It was cool to get some of the dark sky deep sky objects like M8, M22 earlier. That was fun. Gotta do it again sometime. What's up, beeps in the chat? Just jumping in here. Starlight Spectrum, what's happening? Bom Dia, Sully's Girl, Ellie Wynn, Duplicat, Light Moon, Genghis, and Somebody Somewhere. Welcome back, everybody. And Michael Stark. Yo, so I was talking about there was like a floating white almost cloud by itself, but there are no clouds. It just kind of drifted by in the right hand corner. So I'll tag it later on. Nothing really that you could make out. And then the other part of it is, yes, there's a star to the right of the moon. When I had it kind of blasted out, so I readjusted it, but a bit of the dark side is showing tonight. It'll be even clearer once it rises a bit further. Aristarchus is now at the 9 o'clock position, if you're looking at the moon right now. A duplicate, I'm not sure what you're talking about, what's in the bottom right corner. I don't know if I noticed that. But yeah, there are definitely some stars. This region is super cool. You can see a little bit of hexagon going on. That is what is this crater? I want to say it's Arzachel. I think it's Alphonsus actually, so Ptolemaeus is in full shadow, and then Alphonsus and then Arzachel is in full shadow as well. So you can see Alphonsus with the central peak and the very hexagonal form. I'll just slide over, we can see Aristarchus real quick for starlight. Good angle on it tonight. You can see a little bit of Schroeder's Valley in the middle. Always glowing brightly, Aristarchus. That's a bit of a contrast so you can see it better. Damn, it's so much different. It never ceases to amaze me when I bust the contrast up. Look at that. Ooh, crazy moonage. Very lucky. A little bit of Copernicus over here, Kepler, Oceanus Procellarum, little birdies. I'll say this is Mare Humorum. Yeah, Mare Humorum and Gassendi crater. Tycho crater, kind of half in shadow, but you can, this is really the widest shot, so I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to change up the lens for a second. We'll start zooming in on the next pass. But I'm looking outside, it's looking amazing. So if you guys get to go outside, on Take a Look in real life, do that for sure. Hell yeah, Ellie Wynn, happy birthday. Hope you have a great sleep tonight and dream about incredible things. last done. Bring the wine, tally the time until the twilight's gone. Your well, there's just with like cool chicks, just with up cool chicks. Their minds little television for lips, something on their backs. Wild separation, sin wild, sliding down the road, look at the wall, it's a big television. Look at the wall, it's a punk, get it, good, get it, separation, get it, good, get it, good, get it. Dinner items, the night is on, find its way until the hot dog's done. It's fine, favorite wine, enjoy the time until the twilight's gone. You're well, so fight for it's just with love and cool chicks. Don't mind, look at the ones they focus. I'm feeling real wild, till well, sit wide, real wide, still well, till like it's get it good, 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 get it good. Separation
If you want life, don't cling, don't cling. Let go, let go. How can I desire not to desire? How can I surrender myself when myself is precisely an urge to hold on, to cling to life, to continue to survive? I may be like a person who has a bad habit, as a result of which he is committing suicide. He knows that, but can't give it up, because the means of death are so sweet. The way the world actually is an enormously complex, interrelated organism. People undergoing shock, people locked in the colorless, monotonous corridors of mental institutions. If you want life, don't cling. Is that if you are really aware of your own inner workings, we didn't have some campaign to have an improved brain. When you see that there's nothing else, there's nothing else. If you want life, don't cling, don't cling.
Oh yeah. Just chilling here. I gotta be honest, the last show took a lot out of me, so I'm pretty tired. But hanging out here, I know it's gonna yield some more great shots. Let's see if I got some jams to play. I must have some jams. Must have some jam through my toast. Must have some butter for my bread. Little jams for my toast. And some dough for my bread. For my bread. If you want a life, don't cling to it. That's you that we only know how to said to you, and we live on and on looking up. That's you, and we go so far up here, we go so far. take me out so well? I've been waiting. Oh, would you take me up high in your world? I've been waiting, too close to the stars. Oh, come and fly with me up to the top of your tree. Oh, come and take me. I've been waiting. I've been waiting. Come take me. Yeah. I've been waiting. Good one, Jello. I gotta be honest, I got so many damn emails, and I always feel bad not responding immediately, but I just don't respond immediately anymore. It's just too many. So I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. Ooh, clarity's coming back. Love it. Serenade the moon just a little bit, and the clouds disappear. Damn, how good is that? I love it too because it's at a particular phase where it flattens out that region, Mare Imbrium, the particular angle of it, and you get so much detail at once. This is it right here, pulling in at 53%. Holy mackerel. Sturgeon. Oh yeah, no problem about the email at all, or stressing it. I'm just talking. I feel like this is just getting a tiny bit of feedback. I'm sorry if that's going on. I'm gonna switch the sound up a little bit to this one. My typical sound, it's my typical sound. Adios clouds, so adios clouds. It's time to get in front of this. It's time to get some invested. Invest your time. I don't know, sometimes words come to mind that don't make sense. I like that one. One before. Alright, one more tune, and then I'm gonna do some tours, some zooms and stuff. What tune should I play that I haven't played? Or should I just make one up right now? Okay, I'll make one up. Oh, it's windy as hell down in Texas. It was comfortable back home. No, it was hell down in Colorado. I left you stranded in the snow. It felt like hell, you know, dancing with you. I knew it was over before it started. Before you stop down before you started. That's cool. Before you started, it was raining down in Alabama when we last kissed, and you smacked me on the lips again. It was hell in Congo. My mother, she fell out on a safari. So far we believe that the stars would come down. Oh, man, we believe that the stars, trying to be too clever with those chords. We believe, we believe, oh, in our stars forever, ever, we believe, in our stars forever, forever, we believe, in our stars forever, in our stars forever. I am the lightning. Oh, so you know I'll blast you with a phase, laser beam like vision. Oh, where is vision? I've lost sensation. Too many moonbeams in my eyes. All right, little break. I like to ride. All right. What shall I put? I shall put. All right, so let's do a zoomed in tour here. I'm going to switch up the lens one more time, get close up. All right. Time to go through some of these features while the clouds are giving us respite. Hanging out here at Archimedes, and it's so crazy to see the shadow of Archimedes' walls cast inside the crater. Almost like just, you can see the gash right in the middle, the deep cut. And then to the left of it, you see this like isolated mountain range. I'm going to tell you the name of that momentarily. That's called Montes Spitzbergen. Spitzbergen. I'll put the name of that correctly. Oops, that's not it. That's it. Damn, this is a really incredible shot of Plato crater. As sharp as it can be. I haven't seen it like this in a while. Keep moving this north of Mare Imbrium, Montes Recti, Montes Tenerife. Wow, the word is looking really clear tonight. Let's see what it says. There's Montes Recti again. So, what does it look like to y'all? Does it look like CAX? I don't know. Every time I look at it, I think I can read it, and it's always confusing. Yeah, throw me what you think it is in the chat. I'll keep moving around. This is really close up on Plato crater, just amazing. So let's see what the size is here so you have a sense of it. This is 100 kilometers across. So if you're looking at it as like a third of your screen, so that's about 1,000 pixels. So 10 pixels is about a kilometer, or pixels. Am I correct? That's not right, is it? 100, 100. I'm not doing the right maths, but wait, it should be, that's 100. So the whole screen is about 300 kilometers across. Let me get my calculator. Damn mosquitoes. Yeah, so it's 6.4 kilometers per pixel. That's for reference. Per dot on your screen is about 6 to 8 kilometers. Every time I try and brain, it doesn't work, but it's good that we have the tools to to immediately pull up a calculator. It's like, what the hell's going on there? I knew it was roughly that. So you kind of think about, so every little dot on your screen is about 6 kilometers. Then if you're trying to look at buildings or craft or any type of bases of some sort, you know, there would be absolutely no way to see it. And think about it, like every pixel is like a tiny, tiny dot. Like you can't even see that pixel necessarily without zooming in. Ooh, I'm getting tired, but this is so good. So damn sharp. I'm gonna keep going. Right here near Sinus Iridum. Wow, look how clear that is. I'm just gonna take some photos of this. Yeah, what's happening, Z-Prox? How's it going? I'm just taking some photos of this crazy shot right here. This is cam, direct to scope, so no other glass. And many, many sharp areas tonight. Let's take a quick dive at Clavius, Maginus, and Tycho. Man, this is just like one of the sharpest shots of Tycho I've ever had. Look at that. Let's get close with its little rainbow pyramid. Obviously it's just sunlight diffracting. But in fact, it could be just that there's glass. Almost the remnants of these electrical events leave a type of silica glass in the ore. And this is what's been reported, is that the moon is basically covered in relics from electrical impact, electrical scarring, I mean, not impact. But it could also be just diffraction from our atmosphere as well. Definitely not braining tonight. I brained much earlier. Hey, bon dia. Take care. Have a good night. I'm getting you can hear me. I'm getting pretty delirious here as well. But I'm trying to keep my eyes wide open right here because it's very rare to get such clarity. It's really impressive. I mean, not just the quality of the shot, but just the moon itself. This whole region looks amazing. I'm just pulling up this region on my atlas. At last, you're back. So what is this? What is this region? I guess this is Deslandres and Hell, right? We're looking directly at Hell crater. And then to the right is Walter. Okay, so there's this kind of largest region, and there's a big crater to the right with a central peak, and that's the one that's called Walter, and then the entire kind of region is called Deslandres, and then there's the dark crater to the left that's called Hell, H-E-L-L. I'm almost certain that's correct. And there's a very sharp hexagon to the north of that, and that is Regiomontanus. And then it should lead into Rima Huygens, or Huygens Sword, which is also extremely prominent tonight. This is a rare occasion to see this feature. Let's capture some footage, shall we? Of course, it's named Huygens Sword because it looks like it has the hilt and the blade, but it's also called Rima Huygens, and it could be any number of things, but it feels like one of those landslides in a way, or folds in the surface. Like a portion of the regolith was kind of folded or pushed on top of another portion. Pretty nuts. Yeah, what's going on, Sully's girl? How's it going? And everybody's still hanging out. How you all feeling? I know it's getting late. I'm going a bit longer as long as I got this view. I'm gonna stretch it. I might not stay up for tomorrow's moon, so I'm gonna make the most of it. More hexagons going through Alphonsus, and then Ptolemaeus in full shadow, and then seeing some of these cuts through the kind of tortured regolith, what's called ejecta, but really looks more like kind of layered ore. Lalande, Schroeder. I'm just calling out certain regions as I pass through. Very cool to see some of these low mountain ranges on a large scale, like just hanging out right on top of these mares. So cool. This is the whole Apennine mountain range. This basically bridges Mare Imbrium to the left and Sea of Serenity and Tranquility to the right. This is Eratosthenes, the triangular formation, central peak. Kind of kicks off the Apennine mountain range as it goes north. So cool, you can see the kind of striations and almost filamentary fault lines all through Mare Imbrium and upwards through the Apennines. Landing here at Archimedes again. Archimedes is a really easy crater to spot once you kind of get a sense of it. It has a very distinct type of edge and a very flat floor, and it has these kind of sharp mountain ranges on the sides that cast these particular types of shadows. So this whole region right here, what was it? It was called Spitsbergen, I want to say. Montes Spitsbergen. So Montes Spitsbergen, like the collection, I mean, it looks like a collection of little rock fragments, and it casts these very long shadows. So cool. You almost don't pay attention to them until you really pay attention to them. You almost ignore things that you ignore. I want to touch the moon. Just reach out and touch the moon. It's waiting for you. Now you know how easy it is. I mean, holy crap, this shot of Plato and Montes Tenerife. I'm gonna stick here for a bit and capture this footage. Because crazy. You're getting so much interesting detail around Plato crater, and also Plato's wall casting its own particular shadow tonight. Just look at that. Let's get a little closer even. This is wild looking. Yo, what's going on, Copper Chops? Thanks for the thumbs. Hope the fish are doing well. Hope you're doing well. 2:30, rolling around this crazy moon of ours at just amazing resolution. Could not even imagine doing this years ago, let alone sending it out to the world so everybody can see it on their mobile devices. Just something else entirely. I'm getting back down here at Clavius, Maginus, Tycho. Awesome geometry. I should really just zoom into Clavius base, the basest of Clavius. Ooh. It's just crazy. I don't know, Copper lately. It's either totally stormy or just the most sharp views possible. Who knows? Who the heck knows? I'm not looking at Gift Moon in the crater. Or I am, rather. So let's look at this region. What's nuts is you can see the little striations and filaments on top of the regions to the north of Tycho. If you're not noticing, this is Tycho crater right in the center of your screen, and to the right is a large kind of tortured crater, which is Maginus. I love that name. And then underneath here we got Clavius in all its glory. Look at Clavius with the long shadows. Why the long shadows, Clavius? Man, just terrible dad jokes all night. But check this out. It's just freaking phenomenal. I gotta say. Yeah, I'll go back up to Maginus for a second, but so Clavius having this string of craters. I mean, not to sound completely repetitive, but all of this, it just looks like, really, it's been carved out of the surface somehow. And this whole idea of electric thunderbolts kind of carving out, electrically discharging between planets, really. I can barely talk. It's so funny. Just like, I see the words in my mind, and then I say electrically. So, we shall keep going. But yeah, there's a tiny little head looking to the right on the center of your screen right now. I'm gonna hold on it. Let me know if you see this pareidolia, this little face, staring into the darkness. And then we'll keep moving north. Wait, was there a flash? Did you notice something? Or was it just part of the shimmering? Because that would be cool. We're pretty close. Whew, boy. Let's keep moving up here. What other regions haven't we explored tonight? So that was Clavius. Oh, let's go back to Maginus for a moment. Yeah, so this crater is just crazy. What's going on outside? I don't know, really. Like, hard to judge. almost looks like a nest or a crown of thorns. Oh, if the whole screen flashed, then it was probably me just messing around with the settings or the camera glitching when it was going back and forth. Yo, what's up, Fast Paced? Alright, let's keep going a bit longer up here where Deslandres is. I love this feature. It's just crazy. It has all the stuff going on, like little tortured sinuous rills, craters with central peaks, flat floored craters. In and of itself, it's like this weird mix of a kind of like curvy linear rectangle, tapered rectangle. But I'm really curious to see if y'all see this insane pareidolia going on. So in the center of your screen you'll see Tycho crater with its little rainbow peak in the middle, and then above it is this head looking down. It's almost like a chicken. I don't know. Let me know if y'all can see this. I'm definitely going to look into the telestration feature for OBS. I still haven't figured out how to do it without lagging the computer, but I want to be able to draw on the screen, or at least show the mouse. Show the mouse. More zoomage, more zoomage. An easy way to see the faces, you'll notice in the middle of the screen there are like two white arrows pointing up, like two, almost in the center of the screen. If you follow those two little white arrows to the left, you'll find the nose and the eye and the mouth. Yeah, the little face looking to the right, it's like the nose with a hat, and then Tico is almost like the chicken body. It's like one of those weird hieroglyphs in a way. It's reminding me of something. It's not a chicken. It's like a bird with a human head, with the foot. You see the chicken foot almost like sticking out, and then the Tico is like the body of the chicken or whatever, the bird, and then the head is just floating over there. But if you look at it all together, it definitely looks like one of those human-animal hybrids, hieroglyphs. It was just much clearer like 2 seconds ago. Face on Mars, who? Right? There's so much on the moon if you really like let yourself go. Face on Mars would be nothing. Unless, honestly, probably if you saw Mars up close, it would be very similar to this. There'd be features like crazy. Ooh, let's take a look at Borealis, which is along the two parallel rays coming off of Tycho. So if you follow those two rays, it's very fascinating how these rays change the way they look. So you can kind of see them almost swept across these planes back and forth. It's like somebody laid this like cement. You follow the rays, and you end up here at this crater. Hey, what's up, Mary Monica? I take it you don't think space is real? But it's just a concept, you know? Alright, so that was Borealis, and it's definitely getting hazy. Look at that. Let's peek some other regions. Let's take a look at Kepler. Probably not going to be as sharp, but Kepler. Blar coming up. Yeah, that's not too bad. I'm gonna hit the wide shot and have a quick smoke break. We'll see how long. Maybe go for another 15 minutes, y'all. This has been fun though tonight. Crazy views. Ooh. Be quiet. Me, be quiet. Starlight, pretty much always manual. As much as possible. Pretty much you have to dial in the whoa, it's very loud. You have to dial in the focus using the scope, you know, and the camera I just really play with the shutter speed and the ISO, the signal to noise. Mary Monica says, I guess in terms of space, right? Says it's an X-ray image of the underside of the Earth projected into an energy field. Okay. It's interesting. Is the underside of the world full of stalactites and stalagmites? Like giant ones? Like mountains upside down? Because that would be interesting if that were being projected into an energy field. I'm just going along with the concept, but let me know what you're thinking. Alright, I was going to take my little break though. I'll be right back. This track went really quickly. I thought I just put it on, but... Alright. Eurydice. So this song is about Orpheus and Eurydice, and it was just about, I don't know if you know the story, but Eurydice got trapped in the underworld and the hero went back to save her, and he was able to kind of rescue her, but as long as she didn't look back, or as long as he didn't look back, she'd be released. And so he had to have faith that she would follow him back to the overworld. And of course, he got lost and looked back, and she was lost forever. So that's a very poor retelling of the tale of Eurydice. Follow me home, Eurydice. Don't look back, 'cause it could be everything. Everything. pop in here to Copernicus real quick. Got a bit clear again. I want you to notice the incredible feature right above Copernicus, these kind of dotted sputtering effect, which is pretty unique to this region and the moon. And Copernicus definitely looking hexagonal with its central peaks and its kind of layered ejecta cheating. It's cheating, but looking unbelievable tonight, really. Face the stormy weather, yeah. All I know is you better look out for me. When you float, you're falling like a feather, and everyone who knows you knows you knows you knows you knows you best. When you float, the storm is coming, baby, and everyone who knows you knows you knows you knows you knows you best. When you float, formidable opponent, angry crackpot, formidable opponent, dangerous lecture, formidable opponent, you can walk out, formidable opponent, think you have the choice. Formidable opponent, angry crackpot, formidable opponent, dangerous lecture, formidable opponent, you can walk out, formidable opponent, think you have the choice. Float, the moon is calling, a souvenir, as soon as rescue, I'll hope you near. Left fixing the phone, mixing your liquids, now you're left for dead, just pay your debts. Float, the moon is calling, a souvenir, as soon as rescue, I'll hope you near. Left fixing the phone, mixing your liquids, now you're left for dead, just pay your debts. Float, the moon is calling, a souvenir, as soon as rescue, I hope you may. Left fixing the phone, mixing your liquids, now you're left for dead, just pay your debts. Float, formidable opponent, angry crackpot, formidable opponent, dangerous lecture, formidable opponent, you can walk out, formidable opponent, think you have the choice. Formidable opponent, angry crackpot, formidable opponent, dangerous lecture, formidable opponent, you can walk out, formidable opponent, think you have the choice. We can fly. Could you touch the full desire? Or would you hold fools will kiss in your mind? A sunny street of logical desire. Don't twist my heart. Then your mama came and swept you up. And you went and married your high school lover. Man, did you want some kids or something? 'Cause I never had that in me. But mama, I've been waiting for you so long. traveled across the seas for me, and then you left me crawling on Amsterdam beaches, waiting on the hotel floor for you. Then your mama came and swept you up, and you went and married your high school lover. You're my friend now, that's our coat of arms. It's the end, so let's just play the odds. You're my friend now, that's our coat of arms. Sing along till the end, once you know, babe, where your friends at, take it in the arm. So know your life is worth more than this. Catch you if you fall, catch you if you're low. Yeah, so just that whole idea of the flat or sphere thing, you can see the moon right now. Just when I adjust the contrast on it, it kind of does do a gradation roll of brightness from light to dark. So there's spherosity even right there. But no, I'm not trying to get into a whole thing about it, but that's sort of what is going on actually. Same thing that's why Copernicus is further in a different part of the light than Tycho down at the bottom, and Copernicus and Maginus. You kind of see that Copernicus is actually casting a shadow a little like the left wall of Clavius, but Clavius's little craterlets and Tycho's central peak and a couple of these, and next to Tycho, those are casting very sharp shadows just because it's catching the sunlight differently than Copernicus is. Eratosthenes, which is above Copernicus, is catching a deeper shadow. But then if you see like Aristarchus and Kepler are almost awash in light because they're almost further back, away from us than Copernicus. And then Eratosthenes is closer to us. Same thing with all of the Terminator line features. That's why they're much sharper. I hope I explained that somewhat clearly. Alright, so let's take a look at Sinus Iridum. I'm going to start winding it down shortly. Getting pretty tired over here, but man, is it unbelievable views tonight. Completely worth it. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Let's go up here to the Bay of Rainbows, or Sinus Iridum, and kind of see the hexagonal feature of it. Of course, the right side is entirely missing, but it does have its own type of regolith or surface. You can kind of see the different coloration, a little bit brighter than the right side of Mare Imbrium, especially if you push the contrast in look at that, yeah. And it really does follow the kind of feature. What else we got? Mare Frigoris above that. Let's go around there. Anaxagoras to the left. This region is amazing too. It just gets crazier and crazier as it pulls away from us. It does do this kind of distortion thing where it's just like orthographically distorted away from us at the edges. That's why you start getting all these different things kind of pulling into one another. Yep, Bianchini Bridge. Nice, Michael. Check out this color. I'm going to do a quick wide shot capturing this. Alright, little tunage. Let's watch this shot for a few. Enjoy it. Yep, so I'm happy to do that wide shot with the dark side, but I can assure you that I've said it many times on the show before, so I apologize for repeating it, but you really, I've never, not once, ever seen anything come through the darkened portion, the dark side of the moon. Daytime, nighttime, anytime, everything always goes behind the moon. Except for clouds. Clouds always are in front of the moon, even though they look like sometimes they go behind the moon. It's an optical illusion. And then, yeah, Venus, stars, asteroids, comets, planets, everything always disappears behind the moon. Never seen a single photo show the opposite. Never, not once. But I will show that shot, nevertheless. And then I just want to, but I'm still here with the wide shot right here. So I'm trying to get a little more footage. It's just looking amazing with Sinus Iridum, the Bay of Rainbows, and that color separation. It's even better color than the, or not better, but just different color than the other night. Or different values rather, not different coloring. It's the same color, but just because it's at an angle, you're really seeing Sinus Iridum by itself kind of stretching all the way down towards, you can almost see this region to the north of Aristarchus, which almost matches the Aristarchus makeup. So interesting how you notice kind of correlations between regolith and highlands depending on what phase you see it at or contrast. Like I'm always fascinated with this under region, under Kepler, which has its own geometry, almost looks like its own elongated diamond. Oh damn, I lost the chat here. Coming back at y'all. I know Truman Zoo, you think that the moon is a holographic projection, but maybe you haven't heard my thought on that. I think that if there are creatures or humans that can actually project the moon at the level that they do, that we're seeing right now, then they deserve to be in power because it's so impressive that that would be the case, to keep it from everybody and to also have a consistent moon that people can photograph. And even Z-Proxy is in the chat. He films the same moon. If you look at his videos every day and you look at my videos and you look at P&K space imaging, it's the same moon. So if there's a power structure that can holographically project the moon the way they do, then they can have my money. They can enslave me, because that's pretty impressive. Anyway, but you know, if you think that I know anything about the moon, I can assure you that it seems like things are just rocks, and that's sometimes what they are. And the moon could be hollow, and planets and stars could be hollow, and that would make more sense a little bit. So there are certain theories that do kind of are crazy or wild, but actually might make more sense. But pretty sure that the moon is a real thing. Just putting it out there. I don't even think it needs to have any, like, there's nothing hidden about it. Like, I actually, that's just my opinion, but my opinion is such that, like, it's so amazing already that it doesn't need any other layers to be more amazing. You know, the only reason that that I find conspiracies interesting is that they add a layer to things. But, you know, camo or aliens or see-through moon or holographic moon or aliens on the moon or even the Apollo missions that I talk about, like, who cares about any of that? This that we're looking at right now, this experience, is better than all of that and more real and cooler and more fun. None of that shit matters, to be perfectly honest. Like, so further than that, like, it kind of takes away from the majesty of what it already is, and it also takes away the studying of what's also really there. So for example, instead of like spending your time looking at Copernicus crater that we're looking at right here and saying, well, let me put a hexagon next to it in Photoshop and see if that matches. And man, if that matches, that's crazy. Like, why is there a hexagon on the moon? And then you do research on like how hexagons are grown in a laboratory using like crystal growth, and then you create a video about lunar geology, you know, that opens somebody's mind about it. If we keep like speculating things about a moon that is there but it's not there, like, can you see where that would really go nowhere ultimately? Except to just it'll keep ending in speculation, which in fact, ironically, ends up being just like the power structure, like quantum mechanics, which never ends up answering anything, or relativity, which never really ends up answering anything. Always ad hoc theories to kind of keep explaining the initial premise. So instead of looking at what you actually have, you end up looking at something that's kind of made up in a way, if you'll allow. It's a little bit like what I talk about when we have religions on Earth of these fake patriarchal deities when you already have a moon and a sun that exist. It's just so funny to me. Anyway. So let's get to, I think, is it getting dim? So I'm going to do the wide shot before I head off, so y'all can see this. And let me know if I'm going to stay actually zoomed in for one more moment. Let me know if there are anybody else wants to see any other features up close before I switch up the lens. Close it out over here, Copernicus. Take one last look at Tycho. Yeah, it's already going in shadow. It's crazy. Went so quick. As we're observing, obviously the Terminator line is moving with us. Michael Stark says, it doesn't matter, you're right, Chris, but we're looking at a civilization just like they're looking at us, probably on a moon tube stream watching Earth right now. Hey, it's possible, and it's possible this is all in our minds. We're like networked brains imagining this together. So I'm not against kooky theories, but I still think this in and of itself might be the kooky theory. Just looking at this up close is already staggering. You know, I used to think things like, you know, second sun, like Nibiru, and misinterpreting data was fun, but it's really not actually fun. It's much more fun to see the real thing and to kind of merge minds with it. There's so much real work to be done as well. All right, wide shot over here. Yo, peace out, Sully's Grill. Catch you soon. Alright, so we got the dark side of the moon with all the gain turned up. I'm going to hit record here and adjust the contrast a bit so it doesn't, it's a bit still hazy, so it always does that if you kind of turn the gain up too high. Here we go, dark side of the moon. Let's see if there's some stars to the right of it. Nothing much right now, it seems like it's a bit hazy. Yeah, it's a bit too hazy actually. So we tried, but maybe tomorrow night if I get on, it'll be even better. I really want to try and get the 23 crescent like I normally do, which is my favorite phase. No, it's about from this particular moment, like maybe yesterday we could have gotten, if it was super duper clear. You got a little bit of the dark side yesterday at like 60%. This is 53, 52%, and you see what we have. So with less haze, it would be clearer. You get that kind of half of the moon being dark. And then tomorrow, because it'll be like 42%, once it crosses the threshold, the midpoint, you get, you definitely start getting much more clarity on the dark side, which I like. Alright, I'm gonna wind it down, everybody. Thanks again so much, Starlight, Jen Perry, and Master Watt. Oh my god. Starlight Spectrum, I appreciate all the comments. Thanks for hanging out all night. Jen, sleep well. Sully's girl, you already took off. True Man Zoo, take it easy. Maria Monica, stay true to yourself. Michael Stark, good chatting. Appreciate the input and feedback and great comments. I know Ellie Wynn was here and everybody else was here. Duplicate was here for a second and Z Proxy, and that's about all I got. Have an excellent day tomorrow. Cichlid Visuals. And somebody somewhere. Have a good one, everybody. A few more minutes. We'll go like 5 more minutes.